Hi, Ryan here, and I'd like to thank you again for registering for our program. As Rick mentioned, we hope you'll find this interactive series to be of interest and value to you as we move forward in developing our Dream Resort and Wellness Center. I have to tell you that just a few short weeks ago, there were a number of naysayers in our midst, who downright told us that we were crazy to move forward with the development of Mara Lakeside Resort and Wellness Center at this particular time. Believe me, we heard it all, from the drop in oil prices, the slide of the Canadian dollar, the political change in Alberta, the roller coaster ride of the stock markets, and even the dreaded R word. But please note that I said there were. In just a few short weeks, you and your fellow registrants, through your collective voice of reason, have effectively muffled all but the die-hard pessimists in this circle. Although as professional business people it's incumbent upon us to listen to all voices, we have to listen harder to the voices of reason. You've spoken volumes through your true understanding that in today's topsy-turvy economic and political world, one would expect that owning stocks and ETFs could be a roller coaster ride. Commodities are always subject to high peaks and valleys. GICs and bonds are the steady Eddie choices, but it does take a long time for good old Eddie to get across the goal line. And yes, there may be small contractions in the Canadian economy from time to time, and yes, technically this could be called a recession, but by the very slimmest of margins. In fact, the latest trade deficit numbers just released show a significant reduction in our trade deficit, which means the lower Canadian dollar is working positively for our manufacturing and export businesses. The point I'm trying to make here is that there are so many economic variables on a global level today, and with the mass media outlets scrambling for headlines, the economy is an easy target, and people can easily become insecure with their financial and investment future. However, when it comes to the truly astute investor, which I believe you must be or you wouldn't have registered to participate in our program, you've probably been through a couple of periods of economic uncertainty before, particularly when 2008 came along and slapped us in the face and wreaked havoc with most global economies. Although Canada was among the least affected, we certainly did feel the shockwaves. If our economy can survive that level of global retraction, then what we're going through today is but a whisper in a storm. Again, I'm assuming that you understand that regardless of a current market mentality of uncertainty, when all the fundamentals of a truly sound real estate investment opportunity show themselves, which include the development concept, location, timing, target markets, development team, and very importantly, scarcity of product, and they're all brought together at the same time in a sound, visionary manner, then the acquisition of such an income-producing real estate asset may very well be the best decision for one's investment portfolio of all. Not to mention the years of vacation enjoyment that you and your family could enjoy if that income-producing real estate asset just happens to be a luxury suite in Mara Lakeside Resort and Wellness Center. Now I'd like to take a brief moment to share with you two fascinating and rather exciting statistics. The first is, according to Google Analytics, since mid-June until the 1st of August, we had over 1,000 visitors to our website. I mention this because most of these hits were prior to our brief test market advertising campaign, and due to the quick bounce rate, we have to assume that these people were searching for hotel and resort accommodation, either on Mara Lake or in Sicamous. The second is that a survey taken by a local publication indicated that the general consensus among local businesses was this past August long weekend was the busiest in recent memory. These two factors alone should give us all pause to consider that even in uncertain economic conditions, a vast number of people are still in a position to take their vacations, and there's a huge underlying need for quality accommodation in this region. Here's something else I'd like to share with you, and that is there's a big difference in owning a luxury suite in a condo hotel than a typical rental property, such as finding the right tenants, unexpected and expensive repair bills, riding out the inevitable peaks and valleys of rental rates. Then there's dealing with realtors, mortgage brokers, lawyers, perhaps a property manager and a handyman if you're so inclined. With your acquisition of a luxury guest suite in Mara Lakeside Resort and Wellness Center, all those issues are taken care of for you 365 days a year. You might even think of this as the perfect real estate investment, as your highly experienced management team will ensure that your luxury suite is aggressively and professionally marketed to the world 24/7, 365. The highest possible occupancy rates are achieved at the highest possible average daily rate and to the highest quality of guest. Your luxury suite will be kept absolutely spotless on a daily basis, or at least close to that, depending on the guest's preference for housekeeping services. If it does happen that damage is done to your luxury suite, it'll be replaced or repaired immediately, at the guest's cost, not yours. The grounds will be meticulously maintained for you year-round. All the accounting processes will be taken care of for you. Each year, probably early October, you'll be invited to an annual general meeting weekend at the resort, where a complete overview and accounting of all business activities will be presented, and you'll have an opportunity to voice any concerns you may have, vote on resolutions, and ultimately have a say in how the resort, and in turn your luxury suite, is managed. Then, we have a party. Through our program, we'll share with you a session with a qualified financial advisor who will discuss how you could use your self-directed RRSP and TFSA accounts to assist you in making the acquisition of your luxury suite as prudent as possible and explain the nuances involved in that process. We'll have an experienced accountant explain how you could finance a good portion of your luxury suite and discuss the tax deductibility, any interest, and other expenses you could expect to go along with your acquisition as an income-producing real estate asset. We'll also explain the protection of the new home warranty program and how that works to your benefit. Well, that's about it for today's welcome session. But before we leave each other, I'd like to share a group moment with all of you, as best as we can within the digital world, that is. So to that end, I'm inviting you to share what one might call a virtual moment with the other registrants, who will be asked to do the same. Okay, so close your eyes and lean back, and let your body completely relax for a moment. Now take a few slow, deep breaths, and allow your mind to embrace the following vision. You're thinking ahead to the summer of 2017, and envisioning that you're with your spouse, your family, or even new friends that you've met, who may also be fellow owners of the hotel. It's a beautiful, calm day under the warm, bright sun, and you're all relaxing contentedly at your saltwater pool. You're all looking out upon the beautiful sapphire blue waters of Mare Lake. You can hear its waves gently lapping at the white sandy beach below. You hear the excited, cheerful laughter of your kids or grandkids as they're playing on the beach. You're enjoying a refreshing beverage. Now, imagine yourself, your spouse, your family, and your fellow owners all raising a toast to, ready for this? All the naysayers. Those unfortunate ones who did not make the wise decision to become an owner, and by doing so, allowed you and the others to scoop up the opportunity of a lifetime. You see yourself and the others offering them an emphatic, thank you. Now, envision you and your significant other taking the 60-second journey to your awaiting massages in the Wellness Center. Welcome back. That's quite a vision, right? I'll bet you'll be having the same vision many times over before it becomes a reality when you take possession of your luxury suite. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to mention. We've recently been approached by a couple of international vacation exchange companies that are interested in having Mare Lakeside Resort and Wellness Center become part of their global vacation exchange programs. So think of this. Not only could you enjoy many remarkable vacation experiences at your resort, but there may also be a chance that you could exchange vacation time in other luxury resorts around the world. And again, don't forget to have any family, friends, or business associates you think may be interested in acquiring a luxury suite register as well and participate in these unique interactive sessions. Although Mare Lakeside Resort and Wellness Center is not a timeshare or a fractional vacation resort, there may be an opportunity to share ownership of your luxury suite with someone you feel comfortable with doing so. So stay tuned for our next video session that you'll be receiving in the not too distant future, and I look forward to sharing much more about our luxury boutique resort development. Bye for now.